Hi, it's Jen Torres. Just kind of wanted to give you a map overview for the short-term rental market in the Orlando Kissimmee area. Um, I know it's difficult when you're out of state to kind of grasp the concept. Even if you've been here, sometimes you don't understand that there may be other areas to consider. So, just looking at Walt Disney World on the map, as well as Universal Studios. And then let's zoom out from there. And I'm going to put the price of $1 for homes, just so there's all these homes don't show up on the map. But essentially, this is where Universal Studios is, and this is where the Disney range is, because there's a bunch of different Disney hotels and theme parks around this general area. And this right here is where SeaWorld is. So as you can see, it's not technically in Orlando. It's technically in the Lake Buena Vista area, but it's directly adjacent to Orlando. And then if we zoom in a little bit more, we should have Winter Garden in this area as well. And Winter Garden has just started recently doing short-term rentals as well. There's a couple of communities, new construction communities there that are doing it. For some reason, it's not popping up on my map. Not sure why. Here's Winter Garden. Okay. So it's actually encompasses more of this area as well. But down here, and I'm going to change this to a map view just so it's cleaner to look at. There we go. Down here, this is the Kissimmee area. So you can see that Kissimmee is slightly southeast of Disney, and it goes all the way down here into Poinciana. There are not a lot of short-term rental markets in the Orlando area because the communities aren't zoned for it. They don't have approval by the county to do so. The ones that are allowed are usually condo hotels. And again, there's that new setup that's in Winter Garden. The two areas that mostly allow short-term rentals in townhouses and single-family houses are Kissimmee and Davenport. You can see that, but Kissimmee is like more well known for it. It's more popular. So there's a lot more communities in here that are recognized by people, and that's where a lot of people are looking. So there's obviously long-term rental and permanent residence here as well. But the further you get down here, the further you are from the Disney area, and then the drive is longer, so it's slightly less desirable. But I wouldn't say that you should completely rule out a property because of it. But Poinciana itself is not really a short-term rental market. So Davenport, as you can see, is directly south of the Buena Vista area. The Buena Vista area, the Disney area. But Four Corners is kind of where Kissimmee, Davenport, and the Orlando area meet, and the Buena Vista area as well. So that's why it's called Four Corners. But Champions Gate has a huge golf course here that's really popular, and a lot of new construction communities around there and short-term rental communities. Obviously, as you start to get further south, the further you're away from Disney. But Haines City also does short-term rentals. So in your search for short-term rentals, I wouldn't necessarily rule out Davenport. You might get a newer property for a cheaper price because it's not as developed as Kissimmee is. So when I send you short-term rental properties, these are going to be the main areas that we're going to be considering for what you're looking for. And I hope that this gives you a general idea of where these properties are. But if you wanted to talk about other areas on this map, I mean, this over here is Lake Nona in Orlando, Lake Nona in St. Cloud. So just kind of south of this line, this road becomes St. Cloud. So Lake Nona is Medical City. As you start to move further south, a lot of medical professionals that don't want to pay the high values of being in Orlando will go into St. Cloud. And this is downtown Orlando. Winter Park, Windermere, Winter Garden, Ocoee. They're more residential areas. You'll find a lot of $1 million properties here. that celebrities or sports athletes have. Winter Park is also a high priced area. Um, Winter Garden was kind of underdeveloped, but has recently blown up because it's so adjacent to Windermere and Dr. Phillips. So there's a lot of new construction around there, and there used to be areas that you could do USDA loans because they wasn't as developed. That's starting to kind of phase out as more development is happening, but you can, if you find the right area, you definitely can still do it. Um, and then just north of downtown, you have Maitland, Altamonte Springs. As you go further out, it starts to get a little bit more country, and same thing with Kissimmee as well. As you start to go further south, you might start seeing more cow fields, but that's also, a lot of builders are buying up that land and starting to build on there. So I hope this helps with your general understanding of the Orlando area. Uh, let's see if there's anything else that. Oh, Dr. Phillips is another high priced area. Hunters Creek is the furthest south you can get in Orlando before it becomes Kissimmee. And then as you go further north, you'll start to hit Lake Mary and Mount Dora. Mount Dora is a really cute little town, very mom and pop, great restaurants. You'll find like little soap shops and wine and cheese shops and macaroon shops. So if you're looking for something just to do that's kind of out of the city, that's a really great place to go. And Oviedo's a really good area too. High priced homes, and they have a really good school rating as well. Winter Park does too. So does Winter Garden, Windermere, Dr. Phillips. So if you have any other questions, feel free to give me a call or send me a message. Take care.